Good morning. It's Saturday morning and we slept in. So getting prepped for milking some goats, and it's gonna be a little hard this morning because we also decided to watch a movie instead of milk the goats last night. So Daisy's gonna be a little big. So anyway, gathering my stuff. So we use good old soap and water to wash the goats up before I milk them. And I have a couple of different pails I use right now. One is my milking pail, and this one has a lid. So let's see. This is the one I pour my milk into. These things, I still have a few babies that are bottle feeding. So throw all my goodies in and I'm ready to hit it. Got myself set up. That's what I just did. I do everything the same way every day so I don't forget anything. I'm methodical that way, but that ensures that I got it done. It's kind of robotic, but my cooler's my tabletop, very fancy, very clean. And yeah, I got my milking bucket, and then I got my bucket to transfer the milk into once, keep it contained. So now I'll get the feed ready and I'll start in. Well, Daphne hasn't fed the bunnies yet. Fatso here is out of food. His name's Oreo. Kind of looks like an Oreo. Kind of fat and squishy. So I'm giving him some of the sunflower seeds as a treat. So we mix up oats, sweet feed, sunflower seeds, black oil sunflower seeds, and alfalfa pellets, and that's our mixture. So that's what the goats are going to get when they get on the milk stand. Coffee creamer, this little baking soda in there so that she can have that by choice. have just under 10 acres. We have 3 pastures that we rotate the goats on. Currently kind of finished off a section for our garden so that way they don't eat the garden. So we're getting ready to switch them out to a new pasture today. Kind of expect maybe some, runs to happen with that. But yeah, so anyway, Daisy's our Saanen goat, and basically with each goat I wash them up and dry them up. I know there's lots of different ways, but having maybe nursed my own children, there's just nothing better than a warm soapy wash rag to get all the dirt off and then dry them up. This is Daisy. We do the same milking order every day. They have established a hierarchy, and we mostly follow that in our milking order. But yeah, if we mess it up, it's not good. So it comes in and it works like clockwork. So everybody knows when it's their turn, and if there's a breach in security, then it messes it up for like a whole week. We were up to about 20 goats. Sold a few. Got a few babies hanging around, so we'll still say around 20. I'm currently milking 6 goats. One of those is for sale, so I'll be down to 5. But we also have one that we bred. Took her to be bred because she is a La Mancha. We don't have a La Mancha buck. And so we took her, and mind you, it was a 3-hour rendezvous kind of thing, and then came back home. And her due date has come and gone. So we were really concerned about her health and her well-being. And if that sort of thing ever happens to you, it is very hard, because it's happened to us before. We did have one goat go 10 days overdue. But our vet was pretty adamant about not doing anything, and I'm glad that we didn't, as far as maybe giving them a shot, something like Pitocin, I think, to that you would induce with, and I'm glad we did not, because best we can figure out, she's very smart. I believe the first pregnancy that I took her to have her bred for didn't take, and she decided to help herself to one of our Nubian bucks. However, they didn't get out, so she must have hopped in and then hopped back out, because she's bagging up. She's definitely pregnant, not a precocious udder, and yeah, so we don't know when the due date is. So Daisy's going to take me a little while this morning. She does produce the most volume for us, but the reason why she's going to take me the longest here, probably a full 10 minutes, get my wrist going, is because we skipped our milking last night. We are June. She kidded in March. So we're far enough into it now that if we choose to or need to, we feel like we can skip the evening milking every now and again. And that does make for a much fuller goat in the morning and a nice workout on your wrists. I definitely don't do that before they're 2 months into their first freshening, as you call it, after they've had their babies. It's just more of a risk for infection with mastitis, and yeah, it's just hard on them. They're too full in the beginning. But now, if we need to, we can skip it, and then I kind of pay the price in the morning sometimes. But some people, we bottle feed our babies, and if you don't bottle feed your babies, that's a practice that a lot of people do, is they leave their babies with the mamas all day long, and then they lock them up separate at night so that they get the first milk in the morning, and then put the mamas and babies back together so that they can nurse off of them all day long. And that is definitely a nice way to save yourself some chores. Still maybe doesn't solve some weaning issues later on. So we have not gotten heavy into showing, but we do have the kids in 4-H. And so that's one of the reasons why we have chosen to bottle feed our babies, is so that we can still show the mamas. Like I said, we haven't done this a long time, but repetitive use with the babies over and over on an udder can kind of ruin their tissue and their mammary glands, and they don't have the best looks for udder attachment for show purposes. So we won't always continue to do it, but it's been a nice way for us to be able to wean the babies right from the beginning and makes them a nice product for pets or keeping, selling, whatever. So my daily routine, now that it's summertime, it's nice because the kids are out of school and it helps out a lot. If I am doing all of the chores, start to finish, takes me 2 hours by myself. But that's everything: chickens, dogs, etc., the whole works. The milking chores by themselves, just that takes about an hour, start to finish. Once again, that's me doing all the milking, feeding all the babies that we still have. So that's an hour of that is just goats. Now it's a lot less. It'll take me a bit longer this morning because I'm getting more milk, but normally I think I'm down to about 40 minutes right now if I'm mostly just here at my station doing my thing, and then we fill up the bottles, and I have my two-legged children, two-legged kids, help me bottle feed the babies, and it goes a lot faster than normal. So I'm enjoying now. It gives me the break that I've been looking for, because we started a lot earlier in the season this year, kind of unexpectedly. We had one kid in January that we miscalculated on. Kind of did a video on that one earlier. So I've been at this a lot longer and didn't get near the break that I normally do. We for sure stop. Christmas Eve has kind of been my present to myself, as we stop then, but we're looking to stop earlier. Drying them up, I guess is what I mean. Usually November, around Thanksgiving, we kind of dwindle it down. Since we've got 6 goats, we eventually work it to 1 goat in milk just to sustain ourselves. But you have to do that a little later on when their milk supply starts depleting. While they're full blown, we find a lot of ways. We do sell our milk to locals, where they'll come out to the house and get it. We've made cheese for ourselves. We do make soap. We've experimented with some ice cream lately that's worked out pretty good. So, and then lastly, we try and freeze as much as we can for the off season. So when they're dried up from, whatever we decide, November until they start kidding again. And for us, it's typically March is the earliest, but that's something we want to look at too, and kind of playing with it. You can do that with planning around your breeding season. When do you want to take vacations? Do you have fairs or showing to plan for? What works best for your family? So goats aren't in milk so long that you can't adjust that. I've never done cows, but you know, usually when they're in milk, you're getting a lot longer season out of it. So goats, they can be in milk for 6 months if that's good for you, and you know, then start over again. So there is some adjustments that you can make in this and make it work for your family. So I just finished up with Daisy. This is the udder balm, but before that, this is my dip cup, probably what it says. I have a mixture in here that was handed down to me. It's basically water, iodine wash, and some Dawn again. And we do the dip after each one because the opening on the teat can stay open or kind of like dilated for about 30 minutes. So that helps prevent any bacteria from traveling up inside. She gets very, very chapped. Her skin is just drier than the rest. And so I always make sure I keep some udder balm on her. I'm experimenting with some different things right now for udder balm and to get away maybe from a petroleum product. Right now, currently this one happens to be a Young Living Oils product, and so she smells really nice. Feels nice too. So seeing how that works out. As I said, Daisy's a pretty big producer, so we have, the standard is to weigh the milk in volume. I've never done that, but she's pretty full here, so this is one milking, but this is worth, you know, this is AM and PM. Now, she probably has a little less milk here because than she would if I would do AM and PM combined. But I'll get right back with her this evening, and yeah, she might not produce that much, but yeah, she's a good producer. Very patient goat, will stand here and chew her cud even though she's been long done with her food. So she's a good girl most of the time. She's also the boss, the bossy one, so she gets to go first. Okay, so now I'm gonna transfer it. I told you I come out with 2 buckets. Here's my extra clean rag for when I need another one, but basically, little splash there. So there's Daisy's. Keep it covered. No flies out, bugs out this morning, but you know, there's always something. So this is my covered carry-in container, and then I'll go right back to milking using this pail. And it also helps too, because I'm milking so many, that if somebody were to knock it over or stick their foot in it, number one, you haven't lost all your milk. Number two, I can easily clean this one up and then continue to keep using it for the rest of them. This is Dottie, and Dottie's a Nubian. That's mostly what we have. Daisy was a Saanen. Saanens are known for being kind of the Holsteins of dairy goats, and Nubians have a higher fat content to their milk. We like them. We like them for their personality. They're very personable. They are noisy. They're noisier than some other breeds. So if you have a few acres and you have neighbors closer by and that's a concern, yeah, they talk a little more. So you might want to look into somebody who's a little bit quieter. They're also a taller, little bigger goat stature. Cookie is our La Mancha, so we have 3 breeds all together, and she is very smart and very curious and nosy, a little more cat-like in personality. She is also the one that her pregnancy didn't take when I took her to have her bred, and looks like she decided to breed herself. So she was making the selection, not us. So we're gonna end up with some interesting ears on this baby this year. So the nice thing about doing in the milking season is you can kind of keep track of what's going on with them. I can look down and kind of see if their toes need trimming. Ideally, once a month is great for maintenance. I'll be honest, it sometimes is more like 3 months before we get them all taken care of, because when we do them, we usually do them all. But if somebody needs attention on the milking stand, then when they're done, I can kind of get that taken care of. But really, it's very easy. It's not hard. A little scary in the beginning when you're first learning, but yeah, their feet aren't a big deal. So there's Dottie. It's kind of hard to see. I have to tilt it a little bit more. So not as much as Daisy, but still a good producer. And like I said, same thing. This is still probably even a little bit more than what's normal because of the movie last night. It's very good. So that's how we have to watch our movies, is rent one and stay up late. And she's good, so. So this is Belle, and Belle's one that I'm not 100% sure it was coccidiosis, but I'm 90% sure. So I treated her for that because I already had it on hand. So I am saving her milk for the kids because she's on milk withdrawal right now. And what that means is I'm done with her medicine for her, but there's a withdrawal period where you can't, drink the milk. So I'm saving that to give it to the kids, or sometimes we give a little to the cats or the dogs. So, and she's one that I'm also supplementing so that her body condition works back up. She's an excellent milker. She's a great goat. We're still hoping to see how she turns out with our kids at the fair, but I've got to get her body condition built back up because it really took a lot out of her. So when we bottle feed our kids, we just use the pop bottles and bring a funnel out with us, and we use a Prichard Nipple. So you'll see all those things in just a minute as we kind of fill those up. And this is where my children are usually my assistants. They kind of sit patiently and wait here on the bench and hand me what I need, and we fill it up, and then they go out and feed the kids, and we reload and do it all over again. So Belle's milk production is getting better. She was really good before she got sick, and so I'm pumping her back up. She's a little thin here and trying to work her back up to a better health. So I'll take my bottle and my funnel. So right now she's on milk withdrawal, so we're using her milk for the babies. So nothing fancy here. Pass it off. Give me another bottle. See, it's not my kids this morning, it's my husband, so it's not working as efficiently. So good job, Daphne and Lucas, they've got my routine down. Need my funnel. Still waiting for my funnel. Okay.
That better?
That's better. Oh, and there's a little leftover for the kitties. So this is the Prichard Nipple. Sometimes these are a little harder as they get older now. They're really kind of at weaning time, and so they can start to bite these, but these are some of the easiest because there's a little flow valve on here that lets the air out, that burps the bottle. It's definitely the easiest one to get them started on when you're taking them from mama to a bottle. So yeah, they're kind of expensive. They were kind of hard to find sometimes this year, but yeah, those are great to have around. So kitties get the leftovers. Come here, Belle. Oh, yeah, wait. Do you want your stuff? Let's give you your stuff. Want that? Trying some new things with our goats, trying to be more natural. And this is actually a supplement that we're taking. Can you tell she wants it? Ooh, yummy, yummy. All right, come here, come here. Here, just a little bit more. Okay. We'll talk more about this in another video. But at any rate, kind of helping her get her health back in gear. So this is Loretta. This is goat number 5. Juana was before her. We had a little camera that we had to go upload, so we lost out on some footage. Get long-winded on our videos sometimes. There's a lot of editing, so thank you for sticking with us. So as I said, I keep my routine very similar every day, and with the goats, we have our nighttime routine is virtually the same. The one thing that we do is we have a kind of a centrally located barn connected to this one that's just for the goats, and we lock them up at night. They still have access to come out and get water, but we lock them out of pastures. So depending on which pasture rotation, you know, we're on, which direction they're going, we start them at night and we control that. And I don't let them out until we're all done with the milking routine, because if they get a little impatient with me, they will take off, and then I have to hunt somebody down to get them back in here on the stand. Okay, so this is goat number 6. I'm on my last one. This is Patsy. And so we wanted to talk a little bit about why 6. Well, I can tell you we're not going to do 6 again. Tell you I'm not going to do 6 again. I do them all by hand. We do not have a milk machine. They are very expensive, and having not owned one yet, I am a little reluctant in the cleaning routine of all of that with tubes, and I'm wondering how much time it really saves me in the end on that part of it. So anyway, we've had a lot of fun with breeding our goats and seeing what what babies reproduce and selling them, but I will say that we won't do this many again. For one thing, we changed our home routine, and I was homeschooling for 3 years, and this year we made changes and we're not. And so it puts a huge burden on me to do all of the morning routine with all the goats. Like I said, with everything, it was taking, 2 hours every morning all by myself. So it's not that we needed that much milk. I would say for our family, typically one goat would be fine. It's kind of nice to have 2 to have the backup. Gives you a little bit of extra to play with. Also, if you had something happen with babies, if birthing, or if mom's not producing enough, milking 2 goats isn't that big of a deal. If you're doing 1, 2's not a big deal. I would probably do 2 if you're getting into this and you're questioning what to do. We did start with just a trio ourselves. We bought 1 in milk, and we had another doe and a buck. So we bought her in milk, and then of course the next year we bred, and then we had the 2. So that's kind of a nice setup. And then if you're able to house a buck, it's best to have a buddy for him, because as we found out, just a single buck, when you're not letting them run, with the girls all the time, they really need that companionship. So if you're going to have a buck, you should at least have another companion, like a wether, if you don't want to have 2 breeding. A wether means it's a castrated buck, so that they have a buddy, and they're much more manageable, especially around young kids, and just even you. They just get a little too crazy, and it's like they're in confinement. They don't like it. But any rate, back to all of the goats. We had a little fun this year and wanting to see, but I found out that this is too much, and we won't do this again for our family. But we have had the most milk customers that we've ever had this year, so that really helps, because otherwise we'd literally be pouring it down the drain. And there's just not enough time in everybody's day with all that we have going on to do everything all the time, cheese, ice cream, so can't do that all the time. But goats are very ideal for dairy animals because they're small, they're easy keepers, not terribly expensive to feed, but like any situation, you got to figure out what size is best for your homestead and for your family, so you don't work up into it. But sometimes that's what it takes. We've worked up into it a little bit much, and so now we're backing down to find out what a reasonable maintenance level is for us, so that we can enjoy doing a few more things. And having dairy animals is, kind of hard on the vacation end of it. So if you're going to have the kids, what's really nice, and we got, started really thinking about that hard. We saw, it's been a year ago, Justin Rhodes put out a video, and it was with their cows. But when they went on vacation, they were actually able to put the mamas in with the babies, have somebody take care of all of their animals while they were gone for a few days, and then they didn't have to worry about milking because the baby was still on the mama. So that is a nice setup, as I talked about before, where you can lock the babies up at night, have your milk in the morning, and then put the babies back with the mamas. So if you need to be gone for a while, then you wouldn't even have to worry about that. So there's lots of options. Just depends on what you want for your outcome, and just talk to people. You can read all you want, but getting the information from other people that will tell you straight up, and that's really kind of why we started doing this whole channel and the videos anyway, is just to share with people what we've learned and gained and lost from our short 6.5 years that we've done this. So anyway, we really appreciate being part of this collaboration,
And if you have any questions, feel free to ask away. We don't do anything, everything right. It's all personal preference and gained knowledge from everything that we do. So we will see you on the next one. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel, and thanks. See you later from Chick-a-Woof Ranch.